play with the same guys all the time. So now my son who plays on the team, he has friends that go to La Vega, Tennyson, Cesar Chavez, Midway. I mean, it's wonderful, man. And to see those parents happy to see their child play with somebody other than the same children they've been playing with for the rest of their life.
And you mentioned it too, how important tying those communities together. I mean, that's a beautiful thing as well.
Yeah.
About 13 minutes left here in the first half. We got A&M Consolidated versus Marlin, a terrific matchup here on the varsity 9 through 11th grade.
And David, we kind of talked about this earlier, and certainly, Quan, get your thoughts on this as well. One of the things that 7-on-7 does is obviously you would never see A&M Consolidated and Marlin playing in an 11-on-11 man football during the season, but obviously without offensive and defensive lines, just the quarterback and receivers, it allows two schools like this to play each other.
Absolutely, and I believe A&M Consolidated is supposed to be a bigger A, right?
Yes.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
They're a
6A?
5A or 6A school.
Yeah, so you get a smaller A school that can say, man, I think I can compete with these guys, and that's a wonderful feeling. It builds confidence on both sides of the ball.
No doubt about that. And as we see that, like you mentioned, in the Lorena and China Spring communities where they, manage to take it all the way. So.
And if I'm not mistaken, Lorena they do well out here at these 7-on-7 tournaments. I support our local Central Texas area teams, man. They do a phenomenal job out here, man.
Yeah.
They're not out here today, though. I didn't see them out here today.
No, so I know with the 7th grade team, they're still trying to finish up track season and just hadn't had a chance to practice at all. And so with Eric kind of coaching and running this, it was just going to be a lot easier to kind of wait. And I think we're going to see them later on in the year.
There's a pass towards the end zone, back of the end zone catch. He pulls it in for the touchdown. A&M Consolidated strikes first.
Was that the touchdown, David, or he scored on the play before? I think that's the extra point. So I think he was going for one. Yeah. So that should make it 7-0.
Okay. 7-0 there. All right.
Yeah, because they're bringing it back now to
see you guys.
Start off again.
Hey, I want to bring this up too, fellas. Our founder, Coach McDaniel, passed last year, and our president now is Cleo Kirkland. He's doing a phenomenal job with the organization, him and his wife and their family, and our board of directors. We're thankful for them. For all the hard work that they do.
Eric definitely said a lot about Coach Cleo earlier on when we had a chance to talk with him, and so just what a great job to continue that legacy.
I don't think people know how much work and hard work goes into what you guys do either.
No doubt.
It's a lot of work that goes into this.
Yeah. I think that's generally true across any situation, man. I guarantee you guys are grinding. And no doubt about it, but it's worth it, right? To have the impact that you have and to be able to bring the joy that you have to people and give them opportunities.
And when you see a child that you've had under your wing and under your tutelage go out and be successful, it just brings a certain kind of pride and good self-esteem about yourself, saying that, man, you know what? I had in my hand in helping that young man reach his goals.
Something money can't buy right there.
Can't buy that. Can't buy it.
Marlin with their first action on offense, across the middle, consolidated there to tackle them immediately. We've got to have an injury timeout. I'm going to hang on this time, Jared, because the last few times we had injuries, we went away quick, so we'll keep it here for right now.
And I'm looking back over at one of Eric's tournament directors who's looking at one of the backfields behind us, and I think it's usually it's an injury. Somebody goes down, but then they're up quick and off the field. So
yeah, we're right back at it just like we thought. Yeah, I'd love to see Marlin here, make this a real game. I'm sure they look like they're really capable of it. But like you mentioned, just always fun to see the quote-unquote underdog take on a powerhouse and then prove they belong too, man. Snap back, looking down the middle of the field this time. Got to get rid of it. Don't think he's going to get that one off. It's dropped anyway, and that'll bring up third down, I believe.
We've got another timeout for an injury. The other thing that, David, I wanted to talk about, and certainly, again, Laquan, jump in on this as somebody who's been in the 7-on-7. One of the things that I think I'm so impressed with this format is we started games at 9 o'clock this morning. It's a little after 3 right now, and we're in our last game. So it's not a up at dawn until, midnight deal where everybody, you start at 9 in the morning and you're done 3, 4 o'clock. You still have time to to go and be about your day, and so it's not just kids out here stuck all day and families kind of stuck out at the at the playing field. So you still have, we're in and out. Just really speaks to how well this league is orchestrated and run.
And that takes discipline to run a tournament like this because a lot of times people get behind. They don't get behind.
No,
and you know what? The standard is so high. People know that. Like if it's your time to play, you better be on the field because once they start that clock, it's not stopping. It's going to be exactly the time. The first half, second half, and you're out of there.
Yep.
Next, who's next? Come on up. Everybody knows that. Once everybody get on one accord with that, the rest is history. And you still got enough time to have enough day to spend time with your family.
Exactly.
And if you still want to do something with your family, you can't beat that.
Oh. Pass to Keyshawn Thomas. He's you could miss him in the phone booth, man. That guy's super quick and athletic. He's going to pick up about 10 yards there. That'll bring up 2nd and 5.
Very organized. This is very organized.
Yeah. And that makes it fun for everybody. And I like what you said too, Laquan. There, that sort of lifts everybody, right? Because you want to be here, you want to take advantage of that.
And when you get up in that morning as a parent early in the morning, you can say, "Well, I got to go out here with my baby, but we're not going to be here all day."
Right.
You're not dreading it. Sometimes you dread like, "Oh, we got to go out here." No, you don't dread it out here because this is over with. Before 5 o'clock, I got the rest of my day, the rest of my Saturday to spend with my family and do whatever I want to do.
See, I was a middle school track coach for a while and football. And, man, I'm telling you what, we'd start in the morning and get done at midnight, literally.
The other thing about it is that kind of as a testament that there's not a lot of sitting around. You may be off the field for 1 or 2 games, but it's not very long because as we know, like the more idle time you have, that's when things start to
break down,
kind of go awry a little bit.
And y'all do a good job of just giving us just enough break, like an hour in between the next game and we're back on. So the kids don't get a chance to go around playing around and getting into stuff. No, it's you better get a little rest because we're getting ready to go back up. And I love that about this. I love it.
Because I'd be willing to bet that more injuries happen off the field, when they're not playing than they do when they're on the field.
Yeah, because when they're not supposed to be on the field, they're still trying to play.
Yeah,
they're still trying to play.
Under 7.5 left to play here in this first half between A&M Consolidated and Marlin. Your score 7-0. A&M Consolidated. They got a chance to add to that here. They're just outside the 15-yard line. Looking down the field. I don't think he got that one off. Lost it to the corner of the end zone, and it's knocked away, but I think that would be a 4-second call anyway. So that'll bring up 3rd down. Got to think they're going to probably do what they can here just to pick up a new set of downs and get past the 15.
Yeah, they've only got to go, 2 yards into that last zone.
Also saw these guys from Bryan. This is this Free World Elite.
Yes.
They're out of Bryan.
Yeah, another. And Eric was telling us earlier, some of those kids are even out of like Caldwell. Where else did he say?
That's East Texas, isn't it?
Caldwell's. It's about 20 miles from College Station, but you got Bryan, College Station, even a little bit further south. So kind of all over that Brazos Valley area, and again, just bringing more communities up here.
And that speaks volumes to what we do here in Central Texas. For them to come all the way to Central Texas.
The fact they want to come here instead of going to Houston.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of 7-on-7.
Absolutely.
Here we go. 1st and goal to go for A&M Consolidated. Looking to the near side of the field. Fires a pass over there. Knocked away. Nice play there by Marlin to get that, to step into that lane there and knock it down. 5:44 left. So Marlin in a situation here, they want to hold him out of the end zone, get that ball back, and march down before halftime, see if they can't tie this thing up.
Yeah, what a great first day for us to be out, kind of
no doubt
getting this on the air, and looking forward to doing it.
Laquan, tell us a little bit about King Savoy. Nice looking quarterback there.
Yeah, King Savoy. You know what? Believe it or not, he done some training with Quincy Carter. Remember Quincy Carter?
Yeah.
The football
Cowboys.
Cowboys. Yeah, he did some training with Quincy Carter.
Wow.
But he's always been super athletic and super talented.
Yeah.
A lot of that's God given, man. You can't buy it and you can't coach it. It's given. And he uses it to the best of his ability. He's fast. He's strong. He throws well. He has a good football IQ. He's a good student athlete. I think he's a straight A student. I mean, I can't say enough about the kid. The kid is a great kid, man.
Now, where will he
12
end
and
up?
under, right?
Yeah, he was on the 12U team. Where will he end up going to school? Where is he going to school now? Where will he?
And
end up
that's
going?
still to be determined. As of right now, he's under one of our coaches that coach at Tennyson Middle School, which is Larry Washington. He still coaches them. Larry Washington coaches on our coaching staff with 12U. This matter of fact, he was the offensive coordinator on the national championship team that we just had, and he also coaches for Tennyson Middle School, football, basketball, and track.
So does that feed into Waco High?
I feed into Waco High.
Okay.
But I talked to his dad. His dad said he's not determined because his dad's a university alumni.
Okay.
As
so
well as I
he
am.
may,
So it's a great situation because he's still under the same coach that coached him coming up, but he's playing for a school feeding into the opposite of where his dad's alma mater is. So we're on pins and needles.
Keyshawn
waiting on
Thomas.
that decision.
Keyshawn Thomas catches the ball left corner of the end zone. Well defended, but he snuck it through, and they pick up another touchdown. They're going to go for one here with 3 minutes, 48 seconds left before halftime.
Still might be able to talk him into wearing the purple and white.
Yeah, we're trying to get him. We're trying our best to get him over in his purple and white. His dad's a good friend of mine. I don't think he can lose either way. I think if he goes to Waco High, he's going to be successful. I think if he goes to university, he's going to be successful. I think that kid has the ability to do anything he wants to put his mind to. And, if he goes, as long as he keeps those grades good and keep producing in the classroom, a lot of good things are going to happen for him.
Awesome. So A&M Consol converts 6 points to there, and now go up 14-0 over Marlin.
Yep.
But certainly, again, we had a chance to watch Marlin play Southern Panthers, the varsity level down here, and they can certainly score in 1 or 2 plays. So they've got certainly a dynamic offense over there. Of course, great high school team who made a deep run in the playoffs for the first time in a long time this past season.
He's at the Marlin Bulldogs, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they got those guys look good out there.
Yeah,
they look good out there.
They have some guys that aren't out here today that are on their track team. I know that several of those guys have major Power 5 D1 offers. There's a pick, and they're going to take it back for.
It's going to be waved off.
4-second call. Boy, fortunate there.
Whoa.
2:30 left. One of the things we've kind of been talking about and interviewing and asking questions about today is just quarterback development, wide receiver development. I think it's obvious that quarterback development, but how well does this train wide receivers to run routes and things like that as well?
It does a lot. I'll give you one better than that. A lot of these kids that had never played outside linebacker, a lot of our guys from the Waco Southern Panthers, they got better. We learn how to cover. Let's be honest, fellas. The game is a game of finesse, coverage, and skill. Now, there's the bronze, the muscle is on the line. Everything else is speed, skill. You have to have speed and you have to have skill. So a lot of these guys that are running routes, they're learning how to run routes, but these outside linebackers learn how to cover.
Get out in the flat and
absolutely
and cover those receivers.
And they're learning coverages. The nickel, man, cover 2, cover 3.
Caught down the middle of the field and tackled immediately, but that was going to be a 4-second call. 1:30 left here before halftime. David Gibson, Jared Brown, Laquan Hughes with Waco Southern Panthers. And our final game here today between Marlin and A&M Consolidated. A&M Consolidated up 14-0. Marlin trying to get something on the board here before halftime. And what an amazing day it's been here for 7-on-7 football here in the Texas Champions League.
Now, what's interesting is that you have 10-year-olds learning man coverage, nickel, cover awesome. 2, cover 3. That's awesome.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that the starting quarterback on both Super Bowl teams was from Texas. It's a pass down the middle of the field. Jump ball. A lot of contact there. No flag that we can see, and incomplete.
Football is king in Texas.
No doubt about it.
Football is king in Texas.
40 seconds left. And it's a turnover on downs. A&M Consolidated to take over. Let's see if they manage to get a snap off.
Did y'all happen to see how many of those guys in Waco got that Dave Campbell award?
Which Dave Campbell award?
That I can't tell you. I have to look it up. But they had an award. One of the guys from La Vega got that award. I think it was top running backs or.
Oh, as far as from the magazine, Dave Campbell's Texas Football.
Mm-hmm.
Like Super Syntex. No, it wouldn't be Super Syntex.
No, it wouldn't be Super Syntex.
Yeah.
It's a different award.
Just kind of the at the end of the year, kind of the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Player of the Year. I know for 4A it was Major Bowden out of China Spring.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
I don't know. I know
Vegas
had several seemingly over the last few years who were always in the running for that.
Tell you what, let's take a break here real quick. Coming back, we're at halftime, 14-0. A&M Consolidated on top of Marlin. We'll come right back with more of the Texas Champions League football on Look live streams right after this. Just want to squeeze in a few commercials.
Helping those that help others. That's the mission of Charity Champions, a program designed by TFNB Your Bank for Life to support nonprofits in Central Texas. Champions are nominated by the public and selected by TFNB employees to receive a marketing awareness campaign, promotional videos, leadership training, and a team of interns at no charge to the organization. 8 years and 43 champions later, we're just getting started. Nominate your favorite nonprofit today at charitychampions.org.
When I started over 3 years ago, my first goal was to really consider losing a little bit of weight. But really different than losing, I would really like to say that I've gained something. I've gained confidence, I've gained strength, I've gained stamina. So it's always interesting in today's...
No.
For the first time this year in 7th grade.
Awesome.
And welcome back into University High School here in Waco, Texas. Texas Champions League football brought to you by TFNB Bank. It's your bank. David Gibson, Jared Brown, alongside Laquan Hughes of the Texas Southern Panthers. Okay, gotcha. All right, and so I think we'll be joined here momentarily by Charles Hitchens of Marlin. So, Laquan, man, thank you for spending so much time with us. It's been great what we've learned. I love.
Thank you, fellas.
Yes, sir. And thank you for everything you're doing for the Waco community too. I mean, that's some awesome stuff. So, we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you very much.
Laquan. Thanks so much.
God bless y'all.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. It's Laquan Hughes of the Waco Southern Panthers, and we're glad to have him in the press box here and be joined. How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Doing well, you?
Doing good.
David Gibson.
Charles Hitchens.
Charles Hitchens.
Yes,
Good to have you here in the press box. Marlin against A&M Consolidated. Marlin right now finds himself down a couple of scores here at halftime. So, Charles, talk to us about Marlin and everything you're doing for 7-on-7.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to Eric Strusky.
There you go.
Guy, he always reached out to us, want to make sure that we get in these type of tournaments. Great competition. Reason why we got our guys in here right now, very young, have a lot of freshmen, sophomore, few juniors that's out here just trying to build team chemistry, and just trying to get right for the season, and get these guys ready even for the state qualifier that'll be coming up.
Well, and you guys have, I think, a few players that are real difference makers as well, running track or something like that. Is that right?
Yes, sir. So you have Darren Gillette. I'm sure a lot of you, you've heard that name around.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Central Texas. Trey John Butler, Zamarian Lofton. We have a couple more guys that was actually running at the Texas Relays. Those guys ended up placing 12th overall out of 45 teams.
Nice. Wow.
In the 4x2. And then in the 4x1, they ended up placing 10th. Out of 40 teams.
Pass downfield, going to be caught for the first down, although I think we're going to get a 4-second call there. Talk to us a little about, because we don't have rosters today, so can you tell us a little bit about some of the players on the field right now, and I guess maybe start with quarterback?
Okay, that's quarterback. That's Desmond Woodson Jr. He's an all-state quarterback. Ended up throwing for over 3,700 yards and 42 TDs last season. Right now he's getting a lot of buzz in his recruiting process. Right there next to him is Kiara Young, who was a freshman. He'll be a sophomore this year. He was number 11, who's actually making some noise. Tyron Bell, number 5, who was an all-state linebacker, Super Syntex newcomer of the year, who's picked up his first Division I out from Incarnate Word.
Nice.
So he's getting a lot of buzz. Jameer Hartsfield, he's an outside linebacker for us, who's Super Syntex, and he's getting a lot of recognition right now. He's a sophomore, so he's sitting at about 6'1", about right at 185 right now. So a lot of our guys, like I say, they're young. Mario Hopwood, who's another returner for us in the secondary. He was number 8 for us this year. Ended up having right at 7 interceptions. So he's looking good for us. And then we have Roderick Suiters, who's about a 6'2", about right at 165 corner. He's a freshman. So we're expecting him to kind of make some noise for us this year as well.
You guys are loaded. So Eric mentioned that you're involved with recruiting and things like that as well. Can you talk to me a little bit? What's the involvement there?
Pretty much. I grew up in Marlin. I graduated from Marlin in 2009, and we always had athletes.
Yeah.
So my passion for our kids in Marlin is to make sure that those guys have everything that they need coming when it comes to this recruiting process. Meaning, coming in freshman year, it's all about your GPA, your grades. Like I tell those guys all the time, like if you do not have the academics, it's going to be hard for college coaches to actually come through here and take you guys serious. So they know as soon as they come in, I got some 8th graders that's out there right now who will be some pretty good names for us. Coriel Judy, Allen Williams, DeMarin Butler. Those guys are out there right now. Giante Thomas that's actually coming up. So I put them on a program, and like I tell them, it's no secret. Hey, GPA, sophomore year, we'll take our PSAT, make sure we got those things going. We'll camp. We'll do those things. By the time you're your junior year, you need to have the SAT taken. So, therefore, when the college recruiters come in, you have your SAT, you got the GPA, and you got film. And first of all, they want to know what type of player you are. I mean, what type of character guy you are. So, I preach those things all the time. And like I said, we got guys there that really work really hard. And, they buy into the process. And right now, we have probably like 4 Division I players at the 2A level.
That's amazing,
right now.
yeah.
So it's been good for us.
No question. And is it Darion Gillette? Is that what you said?
Darion Gillette,
okay.
Yes, sir.
So I know I was just briefly trying to go through deep pass down the middle of the field. Going to be intercepted. Beautiful play there.
Jameer Hartsfield, outside linebacker.
That's a
sophomore.
linebacker.
Yes, sir.
And a sophomore at that. Terrific coverage, man. What excellent job turning around, body control, making the catch.
I mean, looked like a safety there.
3 points, right?
Yeah, big 3 points.
So that makes it 14 to 3.
3.
There you go. I get you right back in it here as we near under the 10.5-minute mark.
And you get the ball back now. It's an opportunity to try to get a quick score and turn this into a really much different ball game.
David Gibson, Jared Brown here in the booth. Charles Hitchens with Marlin. So, Charles, how much is social media has really changed recruiting. Talk to me a little bit about your philosophy there and talking to the players, and what do y'all do there to kind of help that out?
Pretty much, I preach to our kids that, hey, social media is the go-to. Twitter, that's the go-to. So, like I tell them, hey, everything that you put on there, people are watching. And I tell them, hey, every last one of you guys need to have a profile, and let's make sure that we're using it for the best interest of yourself. You promote yourself. And so, got you. So, and what I preach to those guys, and for myself, I'm a guy that loves networking with everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm on there, and I understand the social media. And so in order to get our kids out there and to compete with the 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A level, I have to make myself known, as a representative of Marlin ISD. And that's what I tell those kids. I tell them, hey, I can't get you a scholarship. Only thing I can do is make sure that I get you the exposure. You have to put in the work. Academics, be a good kid, and then also make sure that you have the film to back it up.
Speaking of social media, you can find Charles Hitchens. I had it at Coach Hitchens, right? Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
At Coach Hitchens, and follow him and see all the good things that he's doing. I'm curious, too. Are y'all having conversations about the whole name, image, and likeness stuff now as far as colleges are concerned, the NIL and all that can mean? How's that changed the game?
Well, you know what? I haven't had that conversation yet with those kids.
Yeah.
I will say it's a very touchy subject.
Is that right?
It's a good thing, but also it can go the other way too. It can really ruin a team here and now because they start thinking about self.
See, that's it. That's what I think is the unspoken story about it. It's really interesting. It's a great point you bring up. Yes,
sir. So that we haven't spoke on that, but that is one of we're preaching right now to make sure our kids are selfless. I talk to Darian all the time, and I just say, man, just continue to trust the process. Like, enjoy the recruiting process. If it comes, it comes. But you don't have to be that one that, hey, I need this, I need that. Just put in the work, and it'll come.
There you go. Trust the process, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Catch across the middle there is going to give Marlin a first down. Under 8 minutes to play now.
That's Tyron Bell, freshman linebacker, that just caught that ball.
Wow. Charles, talk a little bit about, obviously we saw Marlin have a phenomenal year last year. How long have, these kids, obviously some of these younger kids are coming up, maybe their first time playing at the high school level 7-on-7, but talk about how 7-on-7 has helped kind of, propel Marlin into what it's done over the last year from a high school football standpoint.
Well, I will say I have to speak about my head coach, Ruben Torres. He's done a phenomenal job of coming in within a short amount of time that he's had, coming in and putting in his philosophy, his playbook, and what he wants to see. So the concepts that we have, it's just putting our guys in the right and getting them in space. And so for this right here, the 7-on-7, it's just building chemistry, teaching these guys how to run routes from the timing from our quarterback, just finding the opening, and just getting that Kamari Wilson, which was we played in the state semifinal game, and he actually caught the last pass. So he was that kid who got vertical, ended up fumbling the ball. So he's getting a lot of his confidence right now playing this 7-on-7, getting that relationship between him and the QB.
There's a pass caught inside the red zone. Can he get to the end zone?
That's Kiara Young right there.
Nice job getting inside
Freshman
receiver. Inside the 10. Did we get a 4-second call, though?
Yeah, we did.
I thought he got that off quicker than that. They're going to say no and bring it back. So under 6.5 minutes to play. Again, we're being
kind of want to be a little more lenient with that as we're getting late in the day, but they're sticking right to that 4 seconds.
They're sticking to it. Yeah.
Well, that's what we've kind of been talking about with some of the people we've talked about today is just the, number one, how great it is to have a quality 7-on-7 league in Central Texas.
Yes, sir.
Not necessarily just Waco, but obviously the surrounding communities like Marlin who have a place where they can come play locally and really develop their skills.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I say, it's a great deal because at the end of the day, our guys need it right there. So like the timing and stuff, like finding those opening for our QB, getting his eyes, recognizing coverages and different things like that. And for our defensive guys, of course, making sure that they're in the right coverage and just communicating. Our biggest thing for us last year is that we didn't communicate a lot. And we tell our kids, hey, you have to talk. You guys got to talk on the field, and that's what we're trying to build right now.
Yeah. Well, no better way to do it than reps, right?
Yes, sir.
And I mean, you can certainly see, some of the plays they've made today that they're certainly making strides as young players who are learning to play together.
Marlin from the 5, got to get rid of it. Throws it across the middle, incomplete. No flag. A lot of contact there, and that's going to bring up. I'm not sure what down it is, to be honest with you. Looks like second down. Second down, a goal to go. Got a little bit of a windy day. Every time we turn the crowd mic up a little bit, it starts sounding like we're in a train station. But, yeah, it's been what a day here.
It's been great. I tell you, Eric Strelsky, man, that's the guy. I'm glad, that he had a vision and actually got everything together. There's like thousands of people out here today.
Yeah.
So it's been a good deal. My son, he actually plays on the team for Waco Southern Panthers, so I was kind of going back and forth.
Yeah, you got one eye on one. Yeah, one eye on one field, one on another. There's a fired pass towards the end zone, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and goal to go. 4:23. Need to make something happen as quick as possible here if you're Marlin, trying to get back, at least make it a 1-score game quickly, right?
Yeah, make it a 1-score game, then somebody, appears to tweak an ankle, stop that clock a little bit, maybe buy you a little more time.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I can't say enough. Thank you for joining us up here in the booth. Appreciate it. You're always welcome. Anytime we're having a 7-on-7, please feel free to come up and talk with us and give us updates on the players and how everybody's doing. And
yes, sir.
Thank you for all you're doing for the people out there in Marlin and those young student athletes as well.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I thank you guys for having us.
Absolutely. Our pleasure.
So happy to see Marlin.
Yeah.
Being successful.
Yeah.
After a couple of years of some struggles, but doing great now. It's awesome to see.
Got to get this one in the end zone here. Holding it probably a little too long. It's got a man open finally, but that's going to be a sack. So this, what is fourth? Well, is it still 4th down?
Yeah, it'll be 4th down now.
Yeah, 4th down now. Got one more play. We're going to keep Charles for one more second until we can get this touchdown. Come on, Charles.
The hard part about that, you get guys running across the back of the end zone, but it just takes so long to get to that traffic, and you only got 4 seconds. So it's
like I say, it's good for our kids, man, because they got to figure it out.
Yeah,
they have to figure it out, and that's our biggest thing.
Do it here, right? Not in the fall.
Do it right now.
Yeah,
you
do it right now.
If you're trying to figure it out on Friday night, it's too late.
Yes, sir. Let's see if we can pull it off right here.
There you go. 2:47. Let's make it happen. See, you need an onside kick. Somehow you need an onside kick here, right?
There it is.
Back to pass. Got to get rid of it. Slings it across the middle. Caught. Did he?
Yeah, he got it. Yeah,
caught for a touchdown.
Figuring it out.
So if you're Marlin here, Coach, talk about what we're doing here. We're at 14-6. I guess we just really need the one, right?
14-9.
Oh, 9. I'm sorry. That's right. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I think you want to just get a point.
Well, if you get 2, that makes it 11, and then you're an interception away from tying it up.
True. So I guess they are going to go for 2.
Yeah, they got it. At the ball spotted at the 10, 2:08 left. Breaking the huddle now. As you said, the young man at quarterback is Woodson?
Desmond Woodson, Jr.
Desmond Woodson, okay. And he's what year?
He's a 2023 kid.
Okay, so he's a junior this year, right?
Yes, sir.
Desmond Woodson's looking, got to get rid of it. Fires it deep in the end zone. Jump ball going to be too high, and that'll fall incomplete, and that'll keep the score 14-9. So, Coach, and I'll thank you again. Appreciate you. And thanks. If you want to follow Coach on Twitter, at Coach Hitchens, probably at #RecruitMarlin. And, man, it's wonderful to know that the student athletes at Marlin are getting that kind of coaching coming up and,
yes,
preparing them to take advantage of the opportunities they're going to be given. So
yes, sir.
That's Coach Charles Hitchens out of Marlin. So, tell you what, let's throw it to a quick commercial break, Clay, a 30-second one, and we'll come right back with more of the Texas Champions League football right after this.
Gained confidence, I've gained strength, I've gained stamina. So it's always interesting in today's society, right? We want to be leaner, we want to be smaller and so forth, and so we have this weight loss mentality. But to me, the gains have been more dramatic than anything else.
Live streams we got on 2 YouTube channels.
Welcome back into the Texas Champions League 7-on-7. Brought to you by Look Live Streams. We're watching A&M Consolidated in Marlin. A&M Consol up 14-9 right now. That's Keontae Key James for A&M Consol with the catch down the middle and the long run.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter and I'm on Look Live.
Getting down to the end of this ball game as the clock is going to expire, and that's going to be the last play for the day. So A&M Consolidated is going to win 14-9, and that's going to conclude the day. So I tell you what, let's take a quick commercial break, maybe a couple of minutes. We'll come back, kind of wrap up what has been a phenomenal day here in Waco, Texas in 7-on-7 football. You're listening to the Texas Champions League on Look Live Streams.
Are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot them, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd, but till I just look around. Are you with me now? Are you with me now? Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? I stop and just look around to see if you with me now. Tell me, are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot them, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd, but still I just look around. Are you with me now? Are you with me now?
When I started over 3 years ago, my first goal was to really consider losing a little bit of weight. But really, different than losing, I would really like to say that I've gained something. I've gained confidence, I've gained strength, I've gained stamina. So it's always interesting in today's society, right? We want to be leaner, we want to be smaller and so forth, and so we have this weight loss mentality. But to me, the gains have been more dramatic than anything else.
right, well, welcome back into University High School here in Waco, Texas for Texas Champions League 7-on-7 football. David Gibson, Jared Brown here into the post-game show, and hoping to have a chance to wrap up things with Eric Strelski here. And I know he's got a lot to do here, but Jared, as we do me a favor, tap that screen for where we are, see if we can, because I think it's double tap it. There you go. It was focused on something too bright. So, man, I mean, what an exciting day for Look Live Streams to be out here with Texas Champions League. You and I get to see all this action. I mean, we saw some serious talent on the field all day long, but particularly there with even Marlin and A&M Consolidated. But, just your thoughts on the experience of getting able to see all the 7-on-7 happen and hear Texas Champions League and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I think as so first and foremost, it's an awesome opportunity for us to get to broadcast football, which anytime we get to do that is a good thing.
That's a win, right?
But also just a great opportunity to see a sport that's kind of, I mean, I guess it's been around a while, but it's certainly up and coming in this community, and just the opportunity to see kids playing youth sports, which, you think about even back to a couple of years ago where we weren't getting to do it. Now we're out here.
Right. That's a great point.
Getting to play, and it's not just, I mean, you've got really – when you see teams from Killeen, Temple, Bryan, College Station, had some younger teams from Lorena, Marlin, and then also all around Waco. Just a phenomenal opportunity to see these kids getting to play, and just an exciting time here in Central Texas for youth football. So just again, a phenomenal opportunity, and just really exciting to see what the future is going to hold. And then I think the other thing is kind of knowing where it came from and being able to see what it's turning into is really, really cool.
So we're pleased now to be joined by Eric Strelski, David Gibson, Jared Brown here at Look Live Streams at Texas Champions League football. Eric, congratulations, first of all. On time, all day long, incredible turnout. Everybody that we got a chance to talk to just praising this league and you. And I know it's not about you, but what you've done for Central Texas. And running around all day. But give us your thoughts on how it went today.
Composure, respect for each other, and wanting to get better is how it went today. And what I mean by that, and y'all know what I mean by that, but Paul DeLeon mentioned to me, he goes, Eric, might be the smoothest I've ever seen a bunch of 8U and 10U play 7-on-7 in an opening week, and they know the rules so well. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to get you ready for the next level, get you ready for the state and national tournaments, and so let's follow the rules. Let's do it the right way, get good quality reps. And a lot of it is the practice that leading up to opening week is because the coaches know what kind of competition they're going to come to. I mean, we got the biggest 8U division in the entire state. It's hard to get one or two teams to go play in an 8U tournament because there's nobody out there. So a lot of times they play in 10U. And Coach Dino with the Free World, he'll tell you, like, man, we keep having to play 10U. Well, we're stacking them early, and we take our teams out to these tournaments. We're going to win them. But they know how to play, and they play the right way. The coaches – they teach them the way it's supposed to be done, and it's just so smooth. It really is. So
one of the things that we heard was, how much the coaches and players appreciate how well run that it is, because you're not standing around waiting. There's not this, it's games are on time, and they know ahead of time that, hey, if we're not ready, then we're going to, miss the game or miss the start of a game. So, just that organization's brought in teams like Marlin and A&M Consolidated, and a lot of talent here on the field today. It was a lot of fun to watch.
A lot of talent. So the rules say that you must start the clock at a certain time. The clock must stop at a certain time, and then it must start back up at a certain time. So if that's what the rules say, why don't you follow the rules? And you got Kerry, who's a field director for me, Paul DeLeon's field director, and Ricky, plays a vital part. There's a reason why I keep calling him to come back and run my games.
Right.
And even the national guy, he's like, you want to come up and let Ricky run my games. But it's key to do that. And it's being structured. That's something we pride ourselves on, is being structured and disciplined. If we're going to run a league, it's kind of like in the military. I've been doing for about 20 years now. If we're going to do it, let's do it the right way. So we do it the best we can. And look, we're not perfect. We grow every day. I've learned a lot today, opening week. First thing I complained about to Ricky this morning was something I did that I did it different. And you got to make adjustments. So
well, I think the other thing is that a lot of these coaches and the players, they see the discipline in running the games the way they're run, and so that's going to eventually kind of trickle down to, okay, we know we got to be disciplined in how we warm up for games and how we do this and that, because again, it all kind of leads to what it's led to today, where we got through an entire Saturday, and it's still not even 4 o'clock yet. There's still plenty of time for people to go enjoy the rest of their day and do what they need to do. So just a phenomenal job by everybody involved.
Yeah, run it on time, get them in, get them out. And Jason Lavender made that comment to me last year with TFNB, with your title sponsor today, and he made a comment. He's like, "Man, this thing it's smooth."
Yeah.
And look,
it's like Chick-fil-A.
It might look smooth down there, but in my ear, Ricky's ear, and y'all can hear it up here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of madness going on. So, but it is. It's fun. It's a fun, crazy chaos that we try to keep it structured, try to make the parents happy. We want to give them something that they know they can show up. They can show up, and they're going to get in and get out, just like you said, Jared. So, but it's up to them to help us get there. If they want to get out on the field and drag it out, they could cause a delay. But one thing I will tell you, the officials know that, hey, get them off, or that clock's still winding. We're not going to stop the clock. So let's get in there and get out. It's about quality reps. And if we take timeouts and stuff like that, it just slows it down. And again, we're dragged out. So it is a long day. It really is.
Well, okay, so for those of watching at home and those that will be watching here later, talk to us about kind of what's ahead for the league here in the next several weeks.
Yeah, so over the next few weeks, so normally I run the league every weekend. We'll run it 4 to 5 weeks straight with the end-of-season tournament at the season. How I did it this year, if you go back to last year, 2 years ago, there was 0 7-on-7 tournaments held in Central Texas. So between the league and partnering with Kurt with Premier Events USA, last year we held one of the first big major tournaments here in Central Texas, held here at Waco University. Had 48 teams. Up till this weekend coming up, that record still stands. So as of today, Saturday, that record finally got broke with Premier Events, and they got 55 teams playing down in Houston this weekend. So Waco's competing against those big cities, which is amazing.
Yeah,
and DFW and stuff like that, San Antonio, all that good stuff. So what's going on next is we're going to take a 3-week break from league play, all right, and we're going to host our Battle of the Best here with Premier Events on April the 2nd. It's a $325 fee for a 3-game guarantee for everybody outside of the league, of course. Everybody inside the league, they get a discount. Because they support the league, they're supporting the community here when they come into town, so they do get a discount. All those guys will be reaching out to me, and a lot of them will play. The Waco All-Stars, I wish they could play in it, but those boys they'll now go back and play with their respective schools. So we'll come back on April 16th and play league play. April 29th, we'll start Friday night play under the lights with Waco High School, University High School, Marlin. Lorena probably have a JV team in it, and multiple teams. Animal Consolidated will be up here Friday night. And then we'll come back on April 30th, run our Saturday league. And then we go May 6th, Friday night league again. And then we take a break that week for Saturday league. Then we come back May 13th. And May 14th we'll run. May 13th will be the Waco ISD end-of-season tournament for Friday night. Basically, they'll be the title name of it. And then May 14th we'll run end-of-season tournament for all the Saturday league teams. And a lot of these Saturday teams, they'll dabble back and forth because they want to play some of those teams on Friday night. So, and the cool thing about it, how we treat people around here, is that they might have paid for Saturday. We're going to let them play Friday too. So we're going to let them play Friday too. So, but yeah, it's we'll end it on May 14th. And the reason why I skipped every 2 weeks for the most part is because you got the April 2nd tournament. They've got their pre-reps in. Now they're ready to go represent Central Texas, all right? And then they'll take a break, and then we'll play April 23rd and 24th down at Temple at a Premier Events tournament, all right? And then we do 29th, 30th for league play, and then we go back to Temple May 7th for another tournament. So basically when we're not playing league play, our boys get to go play in tournaments and go win trophies and get invites to national tournaments.
Tell me before we let you go, what about the Is 7-on-7 year-round? I mean, obviously not during the fall, right?
7-on-7, it has got to the point where it's year-round. There's a winter league that go on a lot of times, and I used to run a winter league, but I mean, with the size it's gotten, it's a lot of work. So, and I have a job. my job comes priority one.
Sure.
So I can't let that get away just in case the boss is listening. He outranks me. But, this is a Saturday. This is my hobby here. I call it a hobby. And sometimes making it a hobby, you get passionate about your hobby. So
right.
And I'm passionate about this. But, yeah, no, I mean, good stuff. So, I mean, it's going to be a fun season. We're excited about it. The teams are going to get better. Look, I mean, when some of these guys, when I show the state and national director some of these scores, you go through here, and, one that stood out to me was Free World 12U took a hit today. I'm trying to find the game, and they're going to get mad at me for talking about this. But Free World Elite took a hit today from the Gray Wolves. Now, Free World, I think they're going to be the #1 team in the state. They just went up to Dallas and beat the #1 team in the state of Texas. And I think they were number 6 or 7 is what Free World was. They went up there. I think it was 903. Don't quote me on it. They went up to Dallas this past weekend and beat the #1 team in the state of Texas. They showed up here. And that's what I keep preaching is we are not a weak division league.
Come here and play the best.
So what I thought was the #2 team in the state or #2 team in my league, 12U, they just beat the #1 team in the state. So if I'm Charlie Cortez, and he's going to get mad if he hears this, I know who my #1s and #2 are. So and right now you kind of have to go with the Gray Wolves with the performance they did. They put up 35 points on the Free World. A very good Free World team. Now, let me give Free World a little shout-out. Gray Wolves probably got some boys out, but I know for a fact Free World's got some boys out.
Yeah.
So they're going to come back at the end of the year, and it'll be a different story. So I know for a fact they got boys out because I've seen them play 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they'll hopefully have a few more times here during the season, right, to get that matchup again. And
it won't be week 2. It won't be week 2.
Gotcha.
I promise you that. So no, a lot of good games. I mean, it was fun seeing the 8U kids back here, and like Paul DeLeon said, the 8U guys are throwing the ball, and it's hard to find that. And his exact words were, 8U is usually a cluster. It's like, oh, my God, it's all over. And a lot of times I'll run one official because they're just trying to get them to unscramble, get out of the huddle. But you got to run 2 officials in this league, in the 8U division. They're out there throwing the ball not as good as 10U, but, I mean, you would think they were 10U sometimes. But they're really good. They're disciplined. They know how to line up on the line of scrimmage. They go out there and play football. So 8U looked really good today. I love that comment that Paul had. 10U, no complaints at all. There was some surprise matchups in 10U. Some teams lost. It surprised me. I mean, I'll do a shout-out. I mean, I just shouted out to the Gray Wolves. Waco Southern Platinum just beat one of the top 10U teams in the state of Texas 32-7. And
Wow.
Waco Southern Platinum, this is the first time they've come together as one and played. That was their first game ever. So, but I knew that they were going to be good. Cleo and Coach T, they know what they're doing. So, a lot of good games. And then, of course, you get up to the 8th grade division. A lot of good quarterbacks. Parker Bottoms from Marina out there slinging the ball today, came with a couple wins. And, the Free World team they're just lights out in that junior high division. And then you go on up, and there really wasn't so much a JV division today. Waco Southern, the Lake Belton guys, they had to mix together because they were missing some players. But Waco Southern Panthers at Lake Belton High School, they are legit.
Yeah.
Consolidated. When they get their players back, oh, boy. Friday nights is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I hope whoever's coaching for Waco High and University High are ready to go because, hey, they said, Mr. Strills, can we bring 707 to Waco ISD? Well, we're bringing it. So the teams are here, and they're going to be ready to compete. And the best part about it is that we bring teams to Central Texas so we don't have to drive to Dallas.
Right.
We don't have to drive to Austin, Houston, or San Antonio like my little guys did 5 years ago. Let's bring them to us, and that's kind of my saying right now. Y22, all eyes on Central Texas. And they're looking, and they're wanting to come down to play. I can't wait. Next week 2, Fort Worth Brewer is sending 2 junior high teams down, and it's possible they might even have more. So it's kind of a big deal when those teams drive all the way down here instead of driving 20 minutes down the road.
Right.
So
well, and everybody to it, a man has been saying how it has to do everything with how well this tournament is run, and so congratulations on that. So, Jared, before we let Eric go, any final thoughts? Any questions?
Add jersey number.
Yeah,
Jersey number slot
that.
to the
seriously,
to the roster.
That way, if you're coaching and you're listening now, one of the things that would really help us give your kids the exposure we want to give them and be able to talk them up is as rosters with jersey numbers. That would help us go a long way.
Well, before y'all let me go, so not only a huge shout out to y'all, but your crew. They did an amazing job. This is fun.
Yeah.
The vibe is crazy. I might have to give you some money to buy 10 cameras or 8 cameras,
Hey,
right?
let's do
it. There's going to be a lot. Y'all going to have to clone yourselves. So huge special shout out to Waco ISD, Athletic Director Coach Love, and Rodney Smith, Assistant Athletic Director, Coach Helt, Waco High School Head Football Coach, Coach Lassiter, University Head Football Coach. They're all their staff that comes out and watch. Friday night's fun when they come out here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, your sponsors. And then my sponsor, most importantly, our title sponsor with Kevin, and that's D1 Training out of Waco, Texas. So thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you, D1. So, hey, it's going to be a fun year, guys.
Yeah, we're just glad to
You
be
learned a
part
lot
of it.
today, didn't you?
I sure
About
did.
707.
I sure did.
And it's like this. It's almost like watching tennis.
Oh, man, it's a blast. I
fun.
love the
Fast
pace
pace.
of it. Yep, no
So,
doubt about it.
Nobody's taking a knee, are they?
All right. Well,
All right, guys, thank you.
You know, Eric talked about his passion, and his passion came to fruition today once again in a terrific round of play here in the first Saturday of Texas Champions League play. So we're going to go ahead and sign it off, and we'll see you, Eric, one more time. Is the 16th? When it was
next week?
league play?
The next week, too, will be 16. What is that?
16th?
April 16th.
Okay,
April
so
16th.
we'll be back with that and here at the University High School. So for Jared Brown, for Eric Strelski, for myself, for the camera crew, and the producer here today, I want to say thanks and good job, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody on the 16th. You've been listening to Texas Champions League 7-on-7 football right here on Look Live Streams, brought to you by TFNB Bank. It's your bank. We'll see you next